Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. But I just rob you on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we embrace the fan base, like the links, Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's airspace that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. The city dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yo, what's good, everybody? What's going on? Salute, salute, salute. Knicks real talking and building, man. Divine Shop Power. We in the building on a beautiful summer Sunday, man. About to talk a little Knick talk. What happened early in the week? The draft came about. Derrick Rose obviously they declined his option, all that good stuff. Me and Shop House are gonna break it all down tonight. Have a little bit of fun here tonight for the next couple hours, man. We get into it, man. Talk this Knick talk. My man, let me bring my partner in crime, my brother from another mother. There is no other. Shop Powers, what's popping, my man?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Salute to everybody up in the chat. Darren, Lion of Judah, Nick 1, 2 Day, Will, Tim Smith, once Nick, always Nick, JJ, Julia, my man, what's popping? You already know what it is. Knicks are nice. CAA affiliate, you know what it is. My man, Pud Nice is in the building. So to everybody, man, I hope y'all had a great Sunday. You know, had a beautiful, pretty nice weather where I'm at. So I hope y'all had a good Sunday, man. Y'all had to get to do some things. Now you ain't here with Knicks real talk about to get it popping. We're just gonna pretty much recap the week about the draft, all that good stuff, and what went on around the Knicks first, man, last week. So obviously, you know, we had the NBA draft the other night. The Knicks wasn't really in the draft, but I still think they did some good things. Shop Powers overall, they picked up 2 decent young players to put in that summer league roster. Hope they can go into training camp and try to make the Knicks team in the long stretch. But I still think it would be real nice. Obviously, one of the main names is Jacob Toppin, Obi Toppin's brother. You know what I mean? I would like to some of his highlight shot power. Impressive young man. Not saying he's gonna make the Knicks roster, but he got a future though. The kid got a future, man. If he keep working the way he working, I like his game. Obviously, I love Jalen Martin. Obviously, you know he's a big guy. I'm not a big guy. What I mean is one of Charlie Ward's proteges, man, coming out of Florida State. Charlie Ward, you already know the great point guard for the Knicks, man. Charlie Ward, one of the hardest fighting point guard in the business, man. So, you know, obviously on that 90 Knicks team with Patrick Ewing and all the guys, he's a mentor to him, went to the high school where he coached and all that good stuff. So he said a lot of good things about him, you know. And another guy who they brought into some league, this one I'm really interested to see, my man Thompson. He played down in Indiana. Keep an eye on that man. That Cat Thompson played down there with Mike Woodson. Not saying he's going to make the roster, but you didn't see him in summer league. But he got a promising future ahead of him, Shop Power. So I'm really happy to see these guys picked up. So the summer league roster obviously be coming into fruition pretty soon. I know those 4 guys are going to be on there, but I'm really happy with Obi Toppin's brother. I know all the speculation with Tom Thibodeau and Obi Toppin and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still glad that the Knicks brought him home. The kid brought him back to the Mecca, man, to play with his brother. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, man. I just want to say this, man, as a Knicks fan. I kind of knew we wasn't going to really play too much into the draft. One of the only ways that we had a chance to was maybe trading Obi Toppin, going to maybe Indiana. That was the big word that was out there for maybe the 26th or the 29th pick. I kind of glad it didn't happen. I think Obi Toppin is a little bit a better player from what I see than a 26th or 29th pick. Overall, he was a first-round pick. With that said, the Knicks wheeled and dealt like they always do, man. They didn't jump back in the draft, but whoa. What did they do? They brung 2 players on a two players on a 2-way deal. The Toppin, the guy that you mentioned as well, both of these guys. Excuse me. They brought both of these guys in on a two-way contract, which means that they're kind of down with the team. You know what I mean? They play half and half or something like that with the team, something similar to what Jericho Sims was doing. And what a pickup. You know what I mean? They brung Obi Toppins' brother here. They brung this other guy from like you said, from this guy's camp and from his team and Charlie Ward's team. And he looks like he could be an aspiring player. I think he played in the OCT. I can't remember the abbreviations that he played in, but looks like he could be something that we could put in the G League and let it work. You know what I mean? Interesting moves, big moves that they made. Everyone else think maybe it was a letdown or they they could have got into this and all of that other stuff. Let's look at the big picture, man. The big picture is Leon Rose is cheap and he got two players for under $1 million. You know what I mean? Two good players that's going to play in the league that can flourish and try to grow with the team. And that was to me that was a big pick. It took all night for it to happen and all that stuff, but it was two guys that we didn't even see coming, and now we got them here. And kudos to Leon Rose and his team for getting some quality players for us in the future.
Yeah, real talk. I just want to piggyback off what you said. For them to go there and know that they didn't have draft picks, Knicks wasn't even entertaining to have draft picks. They just knew that they the way they move and the way they go about their business is like, if they wanted to get up in there, if they really thought there was enough talent up there to make a move.
They really wanted somebody that was really wanted, I think.
Yeah, they would have did. They got enough draft capital, enough to trade up into the. But it really wasn't nobody that were going to move the needle for them because we're not really in a draft, a straight get young guy to let them throw them into the starting lineup or the rotation type mode right now. So I don't think that even we noticed that last year when they gave away the 11th pick. The Knicks, I think we talked about this all year last year and going into the season, the Knicks not looking to get young guys to put them in a roster, put them on a team to start and play. They already got their starting nine. They the rotation already. If anybody comes to Knicks and get in that rotation, going to be somebody who's already been in the NBA for a minute or been in the NBA, not a rookie. I think them days are pretty much over right now. But I like what they brought here because I do believe because it's all about what you're doing in training camp. Topping them going to training camp, and one of these cats to go out there and outshine some of these guys. Well, you know what? Then they deserve their spot. So, but I think they're going to be pretty good, man. I think we kept Trevor Keels coming out. I think he coming in. Everybody raving about the way his summer was going. So that's another guy on a two-way deal from last year. That they like that is their pick this year, Trevor Keels. They just want to see his maturation and everything like that. So overall, it was a good draft night for me. I was happy. We wasn't intending on getting anybody. We didn't need anybody. There's nobody in that draft, I think, other than the top whoever was going to make a difference for the Knicks. I mean, just to be honest with you, with the way we got Quickly, Hart, Grimes, McBride, none of them guys was really going to. So I understand why the Knicks didn't need to be in the draft, but they still went out there and got two good guys. And I think I like Obi Toppin's brother because he played both sides of the ball. Shot blocker, got energy. Maybe not as much as brother, but I like his inside game. I'll show you a clip of him.
Jumpers. Mm-hmm.
He got a good inside game. He's an energy player like his brother. So I think Leon Rose, you got to give him credit, man, because they did say that this is a family affair thing, and I think people need to understand that. Toppin, Leon Rose drafted Obi, so he drafted his brother. It's a family thing, you know what I mean? Charlie Ward, Jalen Martin,
family.
With family, with Charlie Ward back in the day. So it's just the way it goes, man. I'm not happy about that. For what happened outside that, with all this noise about the Levine didn't want to go here because of man. You know what? That had nothing to do with Leon Rose. Now, Leon Rose can't. Because my man, I'm hating on me. That's the Knicks' fault. You know what I mean? If my man didn't want to bring that Levine go here, which I don't think that's the case. Like I said, sometimes it's just noise. And I heard Stephen Bondy put it out there, so I don't hope that don't hold too much weight for me. Anyway, me personally, he's a good reporter, a beat writer, but his stuff don't hold weight to me. And but I do think that situation there, that's just noise out there. You know what I mean? But when the Knicks ready to make a move, they'll make one. You know what I mean? Shot Powell. And the interesting thing to me as I'm looking down the line is now You know, look what Minnesota they signed Nas Reed today. $42 million. Now you got Nas Reed, Cat, and you got Rudy Gobert. That's over $90 million tied up in three centers. So somebody on that thing ain't gonna be there. You know what I mean? So we just gotta watch out for all the tea leaves that's out there. But right now, before I get back to the draft, I didn't mean to get off course. I apologize, everybody. But I do like what the Knicks did. I like what they did. Derrick Rose, they declined that contract. They didn't, and I'm happy about that. So now we just got to see what they're gonna do with Josh Hart. They extended that deadline to Thursday, and understandably so. I think that's what they should have did, or what they should have agreed on. That way, he can still get his money, but that helps him get that $12 million. That $12 million, with that TP. So I'm happy about that. But overall, it was a good week for us. Although I'm not mad at the week, man. They got enough time to make trade from here on to the season start. So there's no big deal with that. I mean, just because we didn't trade when everybody else was throwing them out there, that don't mean that we're not gonna trade or get somebody, because we got enough time. It might be right before training camp start. Who knows? But I like where they went this year, Shop House.
Yeah, we made some late trades last year. I think it was around August time. So we still got some time. I'm pretty sure if they're still thinking about maybe RJ, they want to wait till after, I think it's July 1st or the 3rd, whenever that poison pill is off the books. Mm-hmm. So we still have some room to move. The free agents thing coming out. There's about about a good 25 guys out and free agents and stuff like that. And there's some things cooking right now. And how we do. There's some players that we all talked about. The KP's assigned with Boston. Who else signed? Somebody else signed. Now the word is out about Dame thinking about New York once again. The word about that clutch and the CAA thing. That's just some old rivalry that they got going on with each other. This guy Paul was with CAA and he broke out from CAA. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the person that he grabbed out of the CAA was LeBron. You know what I mean? And that a big money making guy like that, leaving from a one agency to start another agency, it could cause some friction a little bit, a little bit of rubbing of the knuckles or something like that. But I just believe, even though the word is out there, who knows what's really going on. Levine is on a contract. Agencies don't speak for the front office. And don't speak for the GM. You're not going to tell me that that Chicago wants to sit and be a quote unquote mediocre team. They're going to either have to decide if they're going to blow it up or add some players to their roster to make them a better team than they were last year. So it's all about team for me and following the money. Do we hate New York? I don't really think he hate New York. I think he would actually enjoy New York. He would start getting some lucrative deals over here in New York. Levine coming here, and all it takes is for him to have a two big nights back-to-back, 40-40, a 40 night, and the next night, another 40-something night. He getting a sneaker deal, commercial, something, Aflac, State Farm. He gonna be on something, right? He gonna get that money. You ain't getting that money in Chicago right now. You come over here in New York, you gonna get that money. And even with the agency, even if they hate the CAA connection, maybe it could be a little bit because of how it went down with Reddish. Maybe they could feel some type of way because it's politics. What Reddish said, whatever. I don't believe Levine would rather sit in Chicago where he could possibly come to New York and get one of those endorsements from New York. Endorsement from New York. Look at was it last year, the year before last, when Julius had the first All-Star, he had like 4 commercials out in New York. He was doing sneaker commercials. He was doing air night commercial. Yeah, he was getting all that. He was getting all that guap. The next year he kind of fell off a little bit, but I guarantee he's going to probably get another commercial or two in New York. You know what I mean? Being an all-star the way he was. So you come over here and you become an all-star. You're gonna get some extra millions of dollars. I think it's just, follow the money. You know what I mean? And I'll say that all for the rest of this year until everything is done. Because do you want to just get your regular paycheck over there? Do you want to come to New York and get your regular paycheck plus some add-ons for maybe some sneaker deals or some lucrative commercials and primetime commercials in the East Coast and blah blah blah? Come on, I mean, follow the money. So that whatever that happens is, it is what it is. If he doesn't come, and I mean, I ain't gonna be mad, but I do like Levine, and I think he could really help the team.
Yeah. Salute to the chat. Salute everybody in the chat. Johnny David, Dave Stevens, Nixon Nice, everybody in the building. Salute to y'all. Peace of my physical, man. Unique law. Peace, Unique. What's up, my brother? Peace everybody in the chat, man. Y'all make sure you hit that like button, man. You know what it is. Like, subscribe. Don't hide. Let's get it. For the situation with that, man, the agent don't dictate what the player do. The player dictate what the agent do. Levine don't work for Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports work for Levine. So that's why I didn't pay too. I wasn't even really worried about that too much. Especially Levine got his bag too. So if he don't want to be in Chicago and the Knicks willing to take him, I'm quite sure Levine, if he don't want to be in Chicago anyway, I mean, he's gonna listen. I'm going to New York. No matter what you say, I want to go to New York. I got my money. I mean, I don't work for you. You work for me. So hopefully these cats are just talented enough to make their own conscious decisions and do what's best for them. Because right now, I think the Knicks are in a better position to get closer to a ring than Chicago is. So if Levine really want to be ring chasing, but he like the comfort of playing. He know Tom Thibodeau. He know we got talent down there. Then you make it happen. You know what I mean? You don't let them agents dictate what you do. That's why you pay them money. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why I didn't take too much into that quote that when Stephen Bondy put it out there. Not saying it's not true. I just didn't. Right. I didn't like, whatever. You know what I mean? That's not how the business work anyway. So it is what it is. But you might see it different on Twitter though. But in the real world, when we deal with facts and everything, it's no big deal. So that thing is still wide open. Even though Lon Frank, out there in LA, the president Lon Frank of the Clippers, he said he planned to do him and Levine, but I mean hitting up him and Paul George and Kawhi, still try to build around that. That might not even be the case. That could be just putting that out there just to,
just to put it out there.
Yeah. That don't mean that Paul George is not on the move either. Paul George will wind up anywhere. You know what I mean? So these things, just because it happened the night that a lot of other people got traded, you know what I mean, or made a move, that don't mean the Knicks are not going to make a move. One thing I do like, you don't want to kind of make a move when everybody else do. You know why? Because somebody else stealing the headlights. They stealing all the headlights. So the Knicks probably I'm going to make a move when I want to make it. That way we get all the, what
I
mean?
All the hoopla. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's right. So Knicks is real smart, man. I got to get one thing I can say about Dolan. They know how to do that real well. They're not trying to share the spotlight with everybody. You know what I mean? Y'all get y'all stuff off, and then when it's time for us to when it's time to put out some news, you will know about it. You won't know about it until you know about it, but they'll make it happen when nothing else is going on. And then know what? That whole media coverage thing gonna be about what the Knicks did, not what the Knicks did and everybody else did. So the Knicks, real bad boys move with silence. That's what I like about this organization from the way they do things. They move real quietly, man. They ain't trying to put it all out there and all that. They move real quietly, man. And then when they strike when the iron's hot. So I'm comfortable with them, man. I wasn't expecting too much to happen that night. But everybody expected the Knicks to chill. We might not do anything, but our roster still good. I mean, so I think we wind up doing something because obviously I just don't see us going into next year with Evan Fournier like we talked about in the last stream on episode 2. Yeah, we might not go with Evan Fournier, and that's why I think the Knicks is just being patient. Let's get Josh Hart out the way. And much as we think Quickly going to get Quickly don't have to get anything this year. You know what I mean? He ain't do it this year, and I'll put that up there later on. He ain't get they could do that next year with Quickly and Obi. They got qualified next year. They got to do it before a certain time, and I'll put the date up there and show y'all. But so the Knicks is not really panicking, shot power. I think they're doing what they normally do. Go about their business every day. Let's get the draft out the way. Then we got free agency coming up next week. Though we don't have money to get free agent because we capped out. But that don't mean we can't do a sign and trade for a free agent either. You know what I mean? But right now we just capped out. We're not doing anything. But And like I said, if they take care of Josh Hart and bring somebody else in, that might be all they do this year. That might be all they do. And I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? It's just, you got to roll with the punches. You know what I mean? They ain't a good place. They made to the second round this year. Last season they got to the second round. They probably looking to do that again. And but I think a move will be made. Whether it be minor or major, the Knicks will do something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm really excited about what they're gonna be going moving forward. I think we're in a good place. We take a step, Shot Powers. We went from, like I said, not in the playoffs last year to the second round this year. So hopefully we can take another step next year. Now obviously we're gonna have to make some things to make some things happen. And some players gonna have to have a better year than they had last year.
That's exactly what they're banking on, I think now.
Banking on, real talk. They probably banking on players coming back having a better year than last year. They hoping Julius Randle will be more healthy this year, going to the end of the season. They hope these other guys who didn't really have it going get it going, and may have a different outcome. Because like we always say, a couple of guys would have had a pop, we would have been in the Eastern Conference Finals, literally. You know what I mean? So we'll see, Shot Power. But I was really happy with what they would talk about, for us over the weekend. And I'm still excited about the Paul Georges of the world and Levines of the world. If it happened, I'm happy. If it don't happen, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Either way it go, I'm satisfied with the direction we're going anyway.
Yeah, man. I just think the Knicks front office right now is, as people say, playing chess. You know what I mean? They'll sacrifice a piece, which was the first round piece for Josh Hart, and hope that he comes in this year and he shoots 35% from 3-pointers this year. Not afraid. And I'm pretty sure his whole focus of his game this year is not going there, jumping to grab rebounds, or making too many isolation moves, driving to the hole. I'm pretty sure he's shooting nothing but 3-pointers this year in the offseason. Whatever he's doing this year is probably shooting all 3-point shots this year. And another person that I think is going to hopefully his counterpart, the one that he backs up, I think Quentin Grimes, another guy. And I said it, I think he can actually even play in the summer league this year too. I think you can play up to 3 years, so he may even make a showcase in the summer league this year. I think he can play. I think Deuce can play too. You know what I mean? I don't think Obi or what you call. I mean, I'm not saying that he will, but I think he does have a chance of playing in the in the summer league this year. So let's see what happens. I remember last 2 years when he played the first year, he didn't play that great. He had a shot, but that second year he was in that summer league. I don't know if y'all remember, but he was the talk of the town in the summer league. He was lining it up, 24 points. He was just devastating crews, hitting 6 and 7 3-pointers a game and playing stellar defense. And I think that he's going to make that next step this year. Seeing how he played this year, being a little tentative, not wanting to shoot the ball as much. I think he's going to know that his team trusts him. So take the shot when you open. And I think this year and you have to also pay attention to this. Julius Randle, we talk about how Julius Randle is a lot. And but Julius Randle sometimes holds I'll say this till Julius Randle's face. Sometimes he holds the ball a little bit too long. But what he does when he holds the ball too long is he gets double teamed. And in the last couple of years, last year he played a little better out of the double team. And one of the biggest players that he liked to look for out of the double team was Quentin Grimes last year. So if he can square himself up a little better on that left-hand side, because I believe I did some things last year, he shoots great from that left-hand side. The left-hand side, he is great from that side. If he can continue to get to that left-hand side from the top of the wing or to the small part of the bottom of the 3-point line, let's get it, man. And I think if he gets more shots and the team looks for him a little bit more, which I think they will, because now they have a full training camp with Brunson. Even though Brunson came in last year, he didn't know all the nuances and how players were playing and stuff like that because he was new to the team. Randle, RJ, Quentin Grimes, all those guys played with each other at least one year, but majority of them played a couple of years together. But at least 1 year, OB and all those guys. So this year, I believe him knowing that this is his shooting guard, I think he's going to look for him a little bit more. And I think you're gonna. This is how I feel. If you see him come this year and you see the cuts in his arms, you see that his shoulders are a little wider. You see his chest sits a little higher up when he's out there on the face. He's starting to get that shade in his face along the bone line and stuff like that. He is going to be ready to play some basketball, and that's what I'm expecting to see this year. Him shedding a little bit of that baby fat, getting a little stronger and committing to that 3-point shot and the drives to the basket. That's another thing he has to do too. He has to learn how to bring the ball up the floor too. So this way, Julius or Jalen Brunson doesn't always have to have the ball in their hand.
Yeah, you spot on every point there, Sharp Powers. And here's another thing that is to me: what do the Knicks really need, though? I think sometimes I know we want a lot of these players to come here, but what do they really need? I remember, and I agree with Nick GM because Nick GM said Knicks need some size. I do believe they can use a little bit of size. You know what I mean? And then I agree with that 100%. But I know people hiring, like I agree with JJ and them, D'Angelo, yeah, but he don't move the needle for me. He ain't gonna make the Knicks a better team than they are right now. Ain't like you bring him in, the Knicks gonna be a better team. He might fill a spot to help us, but he ain't gonna make the Knicks a better team. And I think that starter five is pretty much solidified. I hope they all come back. I even see Mitch in the gym. What's funny about Mitchell Robinson, his arms is so big in a sense. His shoulder blade look lower than his arms. I'm like,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, the cap on his arm, right? Yeah, he got some shoulders. You ain't lying. The cap on his face.
Like somebody took an arm and just locked it on him, but he out there working. I see Jalen Brunson in the gym. His muscles look crazy right now. So these guys putting in work, man. I seen RJ working all summer. I think these cats gonna come back hungry. They're gonna be ready to go. And like I said, we signed Josh Hart, and we bring in one more at 5. I think the Knicks feel like if everybody can come in here, but I do think they will do something because you're gonna have to do something to get the Evan Fournier contract off of here. I do not see that man sitting the bench for the New York Knicks the whole year. And, I just don't see that, man. I mean, if it is, it's something wrong. But I'm hoping that he's a part of something to help us, whether it's getting picks for, we can give Josh Hart some good money. Then it won't kill the cap that much. Obviously, the cap went up a little bit and everything like that, but 134 million, something of that nature. So I'm really excited about what the Knicks going to do this year, man. I'm looking forward to it, really, man. Like everybody was out there throwing darts at Leon Rose. Now, why y'all throwing darts at Leon Rose? Because Clutch Sports didn't want to send Kuzma here, or this guy did with this play. They ain't got nothing to do with him. It ain't because nobody don't want to come here. That's what they decided to do. But they ain't got to do with Leon Rose. They did a wonderful job for the Knicks, man. And Knicks tonight. Keep me informed with that, Pudge. Yeah, keep me informed about that Fournier trade. Because I think he's gonna go in something. That's going to happen. See, to me, that's the biggest thing right there. Even if you trade him and you bring in something that can help the team be better or whatever, but that's another thing. That 18 million he got, man, that's huge if you bring in somebody in here who can help the Knicks right now. So they don't have to be a superstar, but it could be a quality player that just can really help fill a void on that bench that when Fournier wasn't giving up because Thibodeau wasn't playing him. So you declined Derrick Rose $15 million. You about to Pud Nice is saying you got a possible chance to talk about a trade with Fournier right now as we speak. That's awesome, because and like I said, with that 130, we over the cap, but we right there, we'll be okay. We will be okay. And I just hope that these cats keep grinding, man, and just keep moving slowly. Don't worry about the naysayers. Just go do what you got to do because this team gonna come back stronger. Like Chop Powell said, another year of Jalen Brunson under the belt with these guys. It's gonna be phenomenal. That's gonna be crazy because like when they come in the season next year, Jalen Brunson, like Shaq Powell said, gonna know where Julius Randle want the ball at. He gonna know where RJ want the ball at. He gonna know what Quinn at. He gonna know that. Well, you know what, Mitch? My bad. I wasn't giving you them alley-oops like I should have been giving you last year because I'm trying to find out and learn how you gotta play. I guarantee you next year, Jalen Brunson be throwing Mitch Robinson alley-oops all damn season because now he gonna rate. You know what? He could probably gonna say, I wasn't getting it to you this year, but I'm gonna do it. Make it my job to get
make the effort, yeah.
Because it's better. You know what I mean? And he gonna look at film like, damn, you know what? They collapsed on me and Mitch Robinson right over the top. So I don't have a problem with the way the Knicks is moving. I think they had a really good summer so far, man. And the guys that they brought in are undrafted. Them the type of guys I like because you know what? them guys. Watch when some of them guys when their career's over, we gonna be like, damn, why he didn't get drafted in the top 15 or top 20? Like Obi Toppin brother, let's say hypothetically, if he popped, they can be like, why did he go undrafted? So that means the people who were doing the research on it were evaluating his talent the way they should have been. You know what I mean? And so guys like that, I'm coming with like Keel. Let's say Keel's coming here and pay dividends this year. The Knicks say they just needed a year. He needed a year to get the NBA under his belt. Because remember, he's 18 years old coming out of Duke. You know what I mean? So he probably he a teenager, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to
still with the baby fat too.
Right. So it took him a year to say, well, let me sit on the bench. That's what growth and development is. You learn from the bench, learn the mental part of the game. Then the next year he probably come with the physical part of the game and put it all together. You never know. Knicks might got a good player right there. You know what I mean? The Knicks are good evaluators of talent lately. So I'm really happy with what they did. But I think what they did on draft night was impressive, not to be in the draft and still get some undrafted players that probably could have been in the draft shot power. So with that alone, and with everything else going on, let's see what they do, man. I think Knicks can come back with a pretty good offseason this year.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing right now is like what you just said, Divine. What we both talked about is Brunson playing this another year with these guys under their belts, and it's going to help everybody out. You know what I mean? Everybody, like you said, he's going to know where RJ is. He's going to know where Mitch is really setting that screen and rolling now. That pick and pop that he does, because he don't really roll. He really just touches the man and rolls right to the rim. He's going to know Julius is going to like that left hand, right hand corner, like he likes to spot up and shoot that shot. He's going to see Quentin Grimes a couple of times. One of the biggest things why we didn't get a lot of assists last year, and it's not because the ball wasn't moving. It was players wasn't hitting shots. Mm-hmm. I mean, and if we can increase our field goal percentage, from the 3 and from the 2, from when the passes are being made, we are a more deadly team. RJ comes out here this year and shoots 39% from 3 and 46% from the field goal percentage. We're a better team. Quentin Grimes comes out here and shoots 38% from 3-point line and 42% from the field goal, and about 80% from the free throw line. We're a better team. Mitchell Robinson comes out here and starts to get a consistent double every night. We're a better team, you know what I mean? And these guys have played together. Let this be known. Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle have played together 4 years. You know what I mean? These guys have been together for 4 years, you know what I mean? And these guys are what we can consider the root of the team. These guys has been here through 2-3 coaches. You know what I mean? They've been here through two or three coaches. They've the guy that took over for him, plus Tom Thibodeau, and who was the coach? And was Fizdale too, right? So they've been through, right? Yeah. So they've been to Matt. I keep forgetting his name, Matt something. The guy we had right before. But yeah, so they've been through 3 coaches. You know what I mean? Since they've been together. And since they've been with Tibb, they've been to the finals. They've been in the playoffs 2 times. You know what I mean? And the second year they've been together, they made 37 wins, 5 games from being a 500 team with no Derrick Rose, with no Derrick Rose, no Noel. We had Burks running the point guard, and so on and so forth. Okay. And they still made 37 wins in that season. You know what I mean? So, if this team comes now, we got Jalen Brunson with a full year with Josh Hart in this training camp this year. It's going to be very interesting what they do, man. They could come out and really shock, come out and really go on a right from the jump and go on a quick 6, 7, 8 game winning streak, and has set the precedence to every other team that we didn't make no real major moves. We kept a lot of the players that we had last year. We calmed down some of the rumors that were going on in the offseason about this guy getting no minutes and all of this other stuff. You may see Obi coming in for RJ at the 3. You never know what this team is going to do and how they're going to work the system out. And I think we're still in a good place. Would I like us to make a move? Yes. To stay more competitive. But the thing to that is consistency and togetherness can with teams that's making moves like the Bostons. They're not going to be rock solid the first 20 games out of the season because now they got to get acclimated with having KP there and not having Smart there. That's going to be big for them. I mean, they got to also look at Milwaukee. Who knows if Brook Lopez is going to get back there or if Middleton's then opted out of his money, even though I think both of them will probably be back. But what if both of those guys are not back on that team? I mean, that's going to make a difference. I mean, Chicago doesn't make no real major moves. Toronto blows it up. Washington blows it up. That leaves us already. We're already in right with those names that I just mentioned. We're at sixth place already right now. You know what I mean? Right now with those 5 teams that I just mentioned, we're at least sixth place already. And I mean, and so it's something to consider. And as it goes on a little longer, I'm more willing to say that I'm willing to see the team run it back with the camaraderie that they have and the togetherness that they have to run it back a little bit more and see where it takes them. You know what I mean? And this another thing what this does is it builds all these guys' stocks up a little higher. You know what I mean? I think if I'm not mistaken, we still own the rights of Obi Toppin and IQ. So you know what I mean? They could get an offer made to them. Either we can sign and trade it. You know what I mean? We can sign them and trade them, or we can make a better offer than what's out there on the court for them and be phenomenal. He's done it every year. The last couple of years, 11 points. And this year was 15 points or so. So I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to be hungry. I think you see the cuts in his arms. So he's going to get those shoulders, them bony shoulders guy, he's filling them out. And some more of them push-ups and pull-ups and some curls and all that weightlifting they doing. I think these guys are going to come back and really have an excellent year coming this year.
Yo, salute to everybody in the chat, man. It was good, everybody up in there. Julian in the building, Nick 100, GM in the building. My man Norika, what's good? JJ, Julian, everybody, man. Willie Cruz, Frank Matos, what's popping? Salute to the whole chat, man. And make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, run them up with them. Y'all know how we doing up in here. But you know what? It's a lot of noise out there, but it's kind of quieted down now that you see the Nas Reeves went this way. He signed his deal. All of the things that we talked about all that already, but it's still the only one out there that's interesting to me is what they really gonna do with this Paul George thing if the LA Clippers decide to move him. It's interesting. I don't know. I think, like I said, I'm good with the Knicks where they at right now. Just get another player on that bench, the boost of that bench, and run it back with the starting five. But if something like that would have happened, you have to really say, like, damn, you know what? Paul George at the wing in New York. Oh my God, I know it's just speculation, ladies and gentlemen. But being that it's out there in the universe, we just gonna talk about it. But man, that's crazy if the man can stay healthy. I was watching clips of him today. That cat, the way that boy handled that basketball, man, he's an assassin. Him and Brunson and Randall and them a kid. And RJ, if you keep him, that shit would be crazy. But you know what? It's only speculation, man. I love Paul George's game. You know what I mean? And I just thought that was interesting how that was out there. But like I said, Lawrence Franks, the general manager, whatever the case, say they're gonna try to keep this thing around. They could think about it. Depending on who can go out there, do they bring Russell Westbrook back? I think didn't my man Chris Paul went to the Golden State Warriors. You know what I mean? So what they gonna do? Who's gonna fill that void for them at the point guard spot? They could be Van Vliet. You know what I mean? Or something of that nature. Sign him. But if they don't, you're right. Hey, JJ, I could have said it better myself. It's risky, but a perfect fit. My brother, you real talk, man. That brother, man, his game. Him at the wing. Him and Quentin Grimes locking down any.
Yeah.
Him and Quentin Grimes at the 2 or 3 for the Knicks. It is game over at the 2 or 3 when you come to playing the Knicks because you ain't getting nothing. You know, basically. So I love the sign that the man to stay in there, man. But obviously, like I said, his injury history kind of played a part, and what teams may look at the way they may look at him. But man, make no mistake about it. 2 years left, 40-something a year. He's in that timeline with Jalen Brunson, Randall timeline, maybe somebody not RJ, but enough in that timeline. I just think that if that shit would have happened, it'd be crazy. But he's another guy we heard about last week that was out there. But a lot of guys that everybody was assuming was coming to the Knicks when they heard about it. A lot of them just going the other way. They going the other way, not because the Knicks don't want, because they just not making a move. But a lot of teams ain't gonna make too many moves, man. So we have to see. But I like where we at as a team. I hope we can keep it going. Yeah, hey, JJ, man, Grimes and PG-13, man. That's oh my God, you gonna make it hard on a lot of teams with them 2-3, the 2-3 guys. And I seen what Quentin Grimes could do. I seen what Grimes did against Jimmy Butler. I seen what he did against a little bit at the end of the first round against Donovan Mitchell. Maybe something about that first game, but he started coming to his own, man. So I think a guy like Paul George helped the Knicks out real well, man. I know it's a trepidation with his injuries, but all these players pretty much get injured. But I tell you what, I just want to piggyback up something Shot Power said. Now, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I know they signed KP, but here's what Boston lost. They lost the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah, man.
They lost. I mean, think about it. That was to me the really only true dog. I mean dog, not talent. Marcus Smart was a true dog for them dudes, and because that's why they don't never get to go that far, because I don't see that in James. I see Jason Tatum's skill set, but I don't see the you know what I mean.
Every once in a blue moon, when he gets one of those, he not a more like
but every once in a they ain't carrying them far, man. Listen, when you're going up against certain cats in the NBA, you're going up against some bona fide cat. And Marcus Smart, gritty as he was, he came to play. Defense player of the year, prime example. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Defense player of the year. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? And he was the heart and soul of that team. So it's gonna be interesting. I like the KP move. That's gonna help them out, because now you in a certain time when you need to go big, you can go Robert Williams, KP, what's his name, Jason Tatum, and Brown. I mean, don't get me wrong, that was a good move by them. This is about see now for all those who thought we were tripping about KP, Boston wasn't tripping. See when we always said we did this with Knicks, KP.
Say it again, Devon.
Right? Yeah, listen, KP would have fitted well in New York City because of the way he could open that floor up. And you see what them cats did. So they wouldn't have got KP, because I was like, the Knicks need to go get him. But see, that's why it's sometimes it's like you gotta deal with the real when it comes to this stuff, man. And I think the Knicks they kind of missed out on that one. I would love to have them here, but anyway, things go on. We still good. So we'll see, man. I'm really excited about what's going on moving forward. I like the draft picks that we had and everything like that. But that's crazy, man. I can't believe Boston did that. Just to get to Alawaz chat, like Alawaz said, they let Smart and Brogdon go.
Word.
Come on. And Brogdon got that 8 and 2. He was 6th man of the year. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken. So you do the 6th man of the year and Marcus Smart. That's a lot. That's a tough pill to swallow right there. And I agree, Pritchard is nice, man. I ain't taking nothing for Pritchard. He definitely could ball, but he ain't Marcus Smart though. He ain't got that. Marcus Smart got grit for days. I wish Marcus Smart would have came here to New York with Jalen Brunson here. And I don't give you had him on the team. Man, listen, that cat can do. He gets down, man. He got the attitude to play in New York, and he got the desire to play, man. So he gonna make them pretty tough out there. Cause you know what? I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy, Shop Out. I'm gonna give the mic to you. They let Dillon Brooks go, same type of energy, and brought in Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart gonna sit down there and get with John Morant and gonna school him. So you need guys like that. So you got to watch out for Memphis just by him and John Morant. Now you got a guy who can kind of mentor him, let him know like, yo, this is what it's really about. You know what I mean? And so good move by Memphis getting Marcus Smart, man. That cat's a dog, man. And knowing that Tom Thibodeau played the way he played, that defense type of mindset, offense got a little better over the years. Good move by Memphis, man, and good move of Boston give KP too, which is like Nick Hunter said, we got to hope that Peyton Pritchard live up to the expectation. He's a nice baller, he could ball too, so he probably do what they need him to do. But I wish that KP thing though, Shop. I was like, damn, I was one of that one.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna answer your question real quick, Will Cruz. I think KP is a good player. I think he could have did for us, open the court up widely. And this is exactly what KP is going to do in Boston. These guys shoot 73s a game. You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating, but they shoot a high amount of 3-point shots a game. And KP is going to help them. And what he's going to do for them is space the floor, just like we wanted him to do for us. And I'm not going to say that KP is better than Brogdon or Smart, but Boston thought he was. Boston surely did. They didn't hesitate in letting Smart and Brogdon go. The sixth man of the year, and last year the all defensive player of the year. So they should let both of those good players go for KP. You know what I mean? And I know we had some preparation. I got messed the word up. We had some thoughts about KP not really fitting in and the injury. He's injury prone and all this stuff here. Boston didn't think one iota about it. You know what I mean? KP gave him a call and said, "Yo, I want to come over there." They said, "All right, hold on, KP. You're gonna go and you're gonna go and you're gonna go," and it happened. So, and I mean, I'm not gonna say KP better than both of those guys combined, but Boston surely did think that, and that's why he's on Boston right now.
Yeah, it worked out well for them. Here's the reason why it worked out well. If KP don't work out, they don't lose the money.
Fact.
Brogdon and Smart eventually got an extension coming up. I mean, they got an extension coming up. So, they probably like, listen, we get KP. I think it's gonna hurt them though. I really do, man. I think that I'm gonna say it's gonna stop them from getting where they gotta go. It's gonna make it harder for them. Let me put it that way. I think losing Marcus Smart and Brogdon gonna make it harder for Boston to get to where they gotta go. Not saying they won't get to where they gotta go. I think it's just gonna be harder. But I think you can't underestimate the grit when it comes to play. Like here, prime example, the Miami Heat. Miami Heat played with so much grit, man. They didn't have all-star, superstar talent other than Jimmy Butler and everybody, but everybody they just play with a lot of grit. They was grimy, they go hard. And that's why they got to where they got with not having Tyler Hero and a couple of other no major superstar other than Jimmy Butler. Then Bam Adebayo, I don't consider him no superstar. I don't even consider him a star personally. He's an all-star. But think about it. They got there because they had cats who had a grit, man. They were some gritty dudes, man. And that's why they was able to get over the hump with us. I think they just had some grit in their team. And if it weren't for that, I think we would have beat Miami and went to the Eastern Conference Finals. But, besides some bad offense here and there. But, but I think that's for them, but this is a Knicks thing here. But I just say all that to say that, the Knicks should be able to go in there this year in that Eastern Conference. And now you're talking about Boston, Philly, us and the Nets. The Knicks should be right up there. Even let's see what Philly gonna do with Nick Nurse. Who knows what James Harden gonna do. This and that. Doc Rivers not there. Boston now getting KP, letting Marcus Smart go. Let's see where the Knicks might fall in. They might got a chance to creep up in the top two if they play the right way and everything come together and everything come to fruition. The Knicks might be that. It might be Boston Knicks instead of Boston Philly Knicks. You never know. You got to see it. It's going to be wide open in the East, man. But I think I like what Nets doing some pretty good things down there. They're trying to make some moves.
They got some big boys, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, so they're trying to make some noise. And
they went and got some big boys in them draft.
Yeah, and then you look at Donovan Mitchell and what's my man name Mikal Bridges at a Liberty game today. They take a picture with Sabrina Augusto. So, there could be politicking going on there. Well, you couldn't get to the Knicks, but you can get here. I'm about to do it over here. So it's a lot of things that's going to be tough, man. I think it is a lot wide. I think our division is tougher than the NBA. I really do believe that. I think that's a tough division right there, man. And all four of them teams made. That's what's crazy. All four of them teams in that conference was all in the top, 6 in the NBA in the Eastern Conference this year? Boston, Philly, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. All in the top 6. You know what I mean? So that really goes to show you that this thing's going to be loaded right there. And I think we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Yo, Mecca, what's popping, my man? Salute my man Mecca, NYK. It's going to be popping shot. I'm excited about it, but like I said, they make a move. They just got to do something. But I think like Knicks and Knights was saying, but due to the fact Um, you're right. And Toronto, appreciate that, my man. Peace to the God. He said, and they were Toronto was 10th in fact. So we got a division, man, and I that's I don't know what they're gonna do law wise, with the Ananobis and the Siakams and the Van Vliets and all these guys. That's another team we got to keep an eye on. They haven't made no strategic move, but what they got to do? Are they going to run it back, or are they going to start? They got to pay Van Vliet then at $200 million. Pascal on a 40-something million. I think Daniel Spira and Ananobi got 2 years left. Gary Trent re up though, so we know that. So Gary Trent did re up, unless he could re up and still get traded, but they re up, so they might try to run it back. Might be minus Van Vliet, who knows? But they or majority might sign him. So we're gonna be pretty tough in that Eastern Conference this year, man. That's why I said the Knicks can't rest on their laurel shot powers. A lot of other teams getting better, so we just got to make sure we feel. Hey, that's a good one. Knicks are nice. I put that up in it, but we got to do, man, and make sure our team get better. Like I said, either the guys coming back more better than they were last year, or make a minor or major move to make the team a little bit more formidable. But either way it go, I think they're in a good spot for sure.
Yeah, I seen Frank Montos put in the chat about who would we if we had a choice of who would we pick. I mean, if I had a choice and I knew that we could get the guy, it's a couple of players, but for the fit, you know what I mean, a younger style of Paul George, Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn. I would love to have him over here to be that 3-and-D 6. See what he's like 6'7", 6'8", long arms. Could shoot the mid range. Could drive to the basket. Could hit the 3-point shot. About 80% from the free throw line. I would love to have someone like that on the team. And so what I'm hoping for is RJ to step up into that realm this year. I mean, to be more consistent, to have some more breakout games, some games that he wins, better field goal percentage, raises free throw percentage. I mean, those are the things I'm looking for RJ this year. I don't know if it's true, Divine, did you hear this, that RJ might have grew like 2 more inches or something like that?
6'8".
So this guy might be like 6'7", 6'8" now. So you may see some RJ getting real buck busy this year. I watched some highlights of how RJ plays the basketball, and it's the best highlights of what he does. And if RJ can execute some of those things that I've seen, on a consistent basis, RJ could be a good player for us, man. If he works on his mid range, his 2-point shot from the foul line down, I think that should be one of the biggest things that he tries to implement this year. I think a better way of moving his hips and his waist on defense. I think he needs to work that in a little bit too. And he's not bad on defense, but he gets beat because he doesn't move his feet as fast. I mean, so if he could pick that up a little bit, we got a different player this year. You know what I mean? And like I said, if we do decide that we're going to run it back with this team, the one thing that we have is this team has played together, and they went far last year in a playoff run to the second round. You know what I mean? And that's real big with some of these teams that are going to come in here and have to gel together. You know what I mean? And a lot of the teams in the East that are going to be in the trade in the draft next year. You know what I mean? The Torontos and there's going to have some teams that you got to watch out for in this East too, like Detroit. You know what I mean? Some of these younger teams are going to have to start looking out for, because now they're starting to get together. These guys have been playing together. They're going to start looking a little bit better on the court. That Monchero guy and his team is a threat. You know what I mean? So that's one of the teams that we really have to look out for. You know what I mean? But like I said, if we make a major trade, it has to be one of the players from out of our 9-man rotation. And that's basically how we're going to get another player here that's going to fill in the role. You know what I mean? If you're talking about you want DiVincenzo, then I mean IQ has to go. Somehow IQ is going to have to be in that mix of leaving from the team. You know what I mean? So because there's no way in the world that I see DiVincenzo playing with IQ on the court. You know what I mean? IQ would have to be going for him to have those minutes that IQ would get, or somewhat some of those minutes that IQ would get. So anybody that we're looking at Paul George. You got to think of more than likely RJ going into the trade. You know what I mean? If we get Paul George, or yeah, probably would have to be one of those guys that's going to be. If Paul George come in, we might can keep RJ. RJ might can go back down to the 2, but we're going to have to. He's more than likely going to have to go in the trade. His money, is where it's at, and I don't think that LA is going to take Evan Fournier and Deuce McBride and IQ and Obi Toppin with 3 or 4 protected picks with 2 first-round picks. You know, that sounds like so much. That sounds so much for Paul George, but I don't think it would have to probably be the money to make that money. It would probably have to be RJ and Evan Fournier with.
I think
maybe
that'll do it.
Yeah, with probably a couple of picks. You know what I mean? Definitely gonna have to give up 2 of those protected picks that we got, and maybe 1 or 2 our own picks to get them. I mean, just to sweeten the deal. So those are things you got to look out for. But if we are looking to implement someone into the rotation, it's going to have to be adding by subtracting. You know what I mean? We cannot add Paul George and not think that we're not going to get up RJ Barry. We can't add Zion Williams if we don't think we're going to move Julius Randle. You know what I mean? We can't get a Miles Turner if we don't think that we're going to give up Mitchell Robinson and Evan Fournier or something like that. So whoever that we think that we want to bring in, just think of who we have to let go in order for us to bring them in.
Yeah, let me ask y'all a question. And he might sign back with Washington. Speaking of Evan Fournier, $18 million. You see, here's the crazy thing. You see what the Washington Wizards is doing. I mean, literally, they giving away the farm for people. So with his $18 million, would y'all send somebody with IQ? Not IQ. Somebody, I don't know who you would send with. I'm just using an example. Would you send Evan Fournier and somebody in the sign and trade for Kyle Kuzma? Yes or no? Would y'all hit that? Because I think that's the safest route, because if you can get Kyle Kuzma around $25 million, right, for 4 years, whatever, you got Evan Fournier this year, and he had a team option for next year. So, but would you do Kyle Kuzma with Evan Fournier and whatever else he might throw in there, young or whatever, for Kyle Kuzma, that Kyle Kuzma can help us now? I mean, he literally can help us. And if he want 20, they say he want 30 million. I think Kyle Kuzma get 25 million. And JJ, I'm with you on that, man. That's why I would be open to that, because I think that cat gives us the size. He got talent, and if he around that 25 million, like Brunson, like RJ, like Randall, then that's nice for 4 guys who could do what they do. And he like Jay said, he got the size. You know, he got the size to really, really go out there and help us on that team. A move like that, I don't want to have a problem with, because I think you're not getting a $40 million player, $45 million player, and granted the kid got a little bit of championship experience. So I'm with it, man. I would have to go with that. Real talk.
So salute, keep turning, man. I feel you. Listen, I mean, if we're looking at Kuzma, we're probably looking at because they probably don't want no contract, really, nothing big. So they probably would take Evan Fournier, and it would probably have to give him a young player, which, we all, the name, once you say Washington, the first name that comes out of your mouth from the young players is IQ. You know what I mean? And it would probably Evan Fournier and IQ, and that's 25. I mean, that's 20 million, 19 million, and 5 million. That's 24 million. So, and I guess maybe a second round pick to make the money. Well, I mean, that money works, but you probably, even if you want to make a sweeter deal to get Kuzma here, you're going to have to give him you could give him probably two second round picks from somewhere. I think we holding a Detroit second round pick, and is it Phoenix? Somebody else second round pick that's not ours. So you can add those into the mix. Kuzma coming here, I wouldn't mind Kuzma coming here. It's just about who he's going to fit in for. Now with getting Kuzma and he plays the 3. Now RJ goes down to the 2 and Grimes goes to the bench, but we don't have a point guard.
Yeah. I guess
you know what I mean. We really don't have a point guard. We got Grimes and J Hart in the backcourt with Obi and IQ. I mean Obi and iHeart. You know what I mean? So I don't have nothing against Kuzma. I would love. I always liked him from when he played in LA. So he's a big time player. I mean, he can play basketball. That's what I mean. And it's about adding and subtracting. If you get Kuzma, and we give up Evan Fournier, which is a dead contract on our books.
Right.
We'll probably give up IQ to make the money match. But is Kuzma going to come in here and play off the bench, or is he going to play behind RJ Barrett? I don't know. We will have to try to figure it out. You know what I mean? And then we still will have to find another point guard to run the second unit. Now, that's just when you put that into the effect like that. Now you're talking about in Kuzma and maybe DiVincenzo, but where are we going to fit those 2 guys in? Unless Tom Thibodeau comes off a 9-man rotation and make it 10-man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Salute Nick the Nat. Salute to the chat. Quiet Money, what's popping? Nick Yak, what's good? Everybody in the chat. Peace of the God. Drip more in the building. Everybody, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe. Next we'll talk. We in the building. Divine Shah. Beautiful Sunday, man. We about to get into the 80 days of summer, man. You know what I mean? But first week of summer, we got past the draft night and everything. Nick still did some good things. Obi Toppin brother came in the building. Jalen Martin came in the building. And y'all watch out for my man from Indiana, Williamson. I think Mike Whitson got a good player coming to the Knicks camp this year. So that's, like I said, they keep that family connection going and everything. So I'm really excited about that. But the Kuzma thing, I'm good with that. I think that's a good move. He ain't got to come in here to be the saver. We got Jalen Brunson. We got Randall. We got RJ. He's just another piece that'll fit what we got, and he got the height. And I like Tobias Harris too, depending on which contract. But I think Tobias Harris should be. I agree with you on Nick 100. Tobias Harris will be guy of New York City. I'm not New York City, New Yorker. Long Island, whatever. Tobias Harris, he got playoff experience and everything. So I like him and Kuzma with that contract they got. You know what I mean? Well, especially Tobias Harris, it is about to be over pretty soon. But and I think that'll be good. But either way it go, I like that. I like that $25 million signing right now. That way, it keeps us not going over. You know what I mean, per se. And I really like it. So I'm good with that, man. Let's see how these cats roll, man. Leon rolled them, and like I said, they quiet assassins out here, man. They ain't trying to go out here and get crazy and all. They're gonna strike when the iron hot. They're gonna make the right time when everything. Especially, I think was important that we get past Thursday, extending Josh Hart's player option. That was a really smart move to them because you extended that. Now you'll be able to get that 12.7 million exception, or how much is close to it, just by letting Hart go to Thursday, and hopefully they just lock him in, sign him in for 4 years, or whatever. If you would have did it Sunday, that would have been minimal.
Lost that 12.
Yeah, it would have been most of that. So that was a good move by the Knicks, man. They, like I said, they out there working. They were working hard, man. And I don't have a problem with what they're doing, man. They have impressed me since the years they've been here. First year they got here, they went to the playoffs. Third year they went to the second round. I mean, these cats, and nobody expected them to even do some of this stuff, and I'm really happy about it. So let's see how this thing keep going, man. Let's see what it is. And if whoever the Knicks move, I know for one thing, I know it ain't Julius Randle. I know it's not Jalen Brunson. I don't know. I can't tell you anybody else, even RJ as well. But I know Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle ain't going nowhere. So whatever happens in between and all that, he said, we got Kuzma, man. Don't be playing me like that, Hector. What are you talking
about? got me ready to pick up my phone and go on my connection. I mean, I ain't got no connection, but
Yeah. Hector, you said we got Kuzma. You about to like make this thing come to fruition around here, man. Oh no, we didn't. He said, did we? No, don't do that. Nah, we didn't. We did, but I wouldn't doubt it. You never know. I like the contract, man. If we can get him for 25, he got championship experience, ladies and gentlemen. He played in the championship game with LeBron and them. He played around a bunch of good talent. So it ain't like he coming here not used to playing around. He played around Bradley Beal, played around LeBron, played around AD. He played with a lot of talented players. So it won't be a hard transition for him. He played with KP, Bradley Beal last year, and I mean them guys. So he used to it. And that's what you want to make sure, a guy that can come in here that's used to playing around talent that's better than him or equal to him, and he know that he just got to get in where he fit in. But yeah, man, I had to throw that emotion out there, y'all. Word boy, he like, you better let me know about that. Cause I'm like, listen, we would definitely talk about that just now. So yeah, man, but it's all good, man. I think we got a good thing going on in New York. But let me show y'all what's going on with for our team and what we got to kind of take into consideration moving forward. And that's why we talk about the cap thing, because I think it's important, man. And if you look at it, where we at right now, for everybody. You look at it right now, this is guys who are going to be like this year by the 29th, which is what, 3-4 days, they got to make a club option on a decision on Miles McBride. Obviously, Josh Hart got extended to that Thursday, which is the third guaranteed player option. So they're going to get and deal with them. Them the only two right now this year that they got to deal with. But next year, then they got matter of fact, Quentin Grimes this year in October. This year, they got to make a decision on Quentin Grimes. Isaiah Roby, that's next year. Everybody else goes into 2024 even quickly in Obi Toppin. That's why that's not no big issue to me when it comes to quickly. They deal with that next year. But for this year, McBride, his 1.8 million. Josh Hart, which that's going to happen the day after that one right there. But if you look at where we at, now that we don't have Derrick Rose out here, they took him out of there. Julius Randle going to be getting pretty much 28 minutes. I think he's going to get his incentive. So you can say you book him for 28 minutes. Yeah, Brunson 26, RJ 23. He said unlikely incentive $2-3 million. RJ might say I want that $3 million. They said unlikely, mostly unlikely, but you never know. He might get it. Evan Fournier, unlikely to get that instead of 18 million. He ain't going to get that incentive. That just ain't going to happen. But other than that, man, you look at Mitchell Robinson. Harkenstein got a center for $1 million. Likely he might get it, and he got an expiring deal. And Obi, quickly them. So that I think the Knicks where they at, Shot Powers, by moving Derrick Rose out here. What happens now? I do like where they at right now. If you look at them, they just under that threshold. 156. They got to get right there under the luxury tax threshold at 165 million. They at 156. Current luxury tax base $8 million. They're not too bad there. If they depending on what they do with that Fournier thing, the active roster cap right now, the 156 million. Cap holds $3 million, and that's 160 million. So I do think they're gonna be okay. The $136 million 2023 cap this year, 136 million. We just got to get So even with we 24 minus over, that's we around 150 something. But I'm pretty good with what they said. You move Fournier, that goes down. You can renounce whoever, and it goes down. That doesn't the cap hold still doesn't count against your gaining space. It doesn't gain. It don't get you no space. But what it does is it just counted against it. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I think they got a chance to do something, man. And I'm hoping that they just take advantage of this thing here. Like I said, this is the biggest one to me right here is Evan Fournier, 19 million. Get rid of that there. We're pretty good. And then, like I said, you got a lot of stuff that can happen here. Like even Harkenstein, we don't want to leave, but like he got an aspiring deal, believe it or not. And so they definitely got some flexibility, Shot Powers. What they decide to do, who knows? But they definitely got some flexibility to do some things if need be.
Yeah, I mean, with the staff showing up there, you already see what it is, man. And we're kind of, at the threshold right now, being, we still have a little bit of gap before the actual apron or however they say it of being in the luxury tax, but we're not at a hard cap. Right. I think the hard cap is almost like 174 million or something like that. Don't quote me, but I think I heard a number like that, something like that. So we're probably still about 12 or 15 million or something like that, something to that. Before we hit that hard cap, we don't not want to go into hard cap. That's new CBA thing coming out. So Leon Rose is not going to even get close to that number unless we're making a dramatic pickup, an Embiid, the Giannis or something like that. The only way that I see them going into some, to the crazy luxury tax, something like a Golden State. I think Golden State contracts before I don't. This is not before what they made adding on now, but I think it was 250 million, and they're paying in taxes about 250 million. Now, it may not sound like much for someone that's making billions of dollars and stuff like that. So now you put it right back onto the fans. Now the tickets, instead of getting a ticket at $150, now it's $175. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. The concession stands, now the waters was $9, now they're $12. The hot dogs was $10, now they're $14, and so on and so forth. They'll make the money, and just like if we really wanted to, we could get it done and make the money where the tax would be paid from, the business. So it's something, let's see what we're gonna do, man. I think it's a lot of things that we as fans, we want things to happen and hope for things to change and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be opposed to Kuzma coming over here for a straight up RJ trade, but I don't think Washington wants that. Washington right now is trying to shred as much contracts as they can, so they're not going to pick up a contract for $25 million, about $75 million for the next 3 years or so. Oh, he's just starting his contract this year, so that'll be 4 years, a 4-year contract of so that's $100,000 contract. I don't think they want to really do that, and so I don't think we could. I'm not knocking Kuzma. We could probably get him some other way or something like that. Like I said, probably one of the better ways was get him, but I don't know how Kuzma would fit in, and I definitely do not think that we're going to give Kuzma 25 minutes to come off the bench to back up Julius Randle and have the same things that we're having from Obi Toppin playing behind Julius Randle happen to Kuzma. I don't think he's going to come here and want to do that. Like I said, if we make any major trade, it has to be adding by subtracting, and I mean it's still fresh, man. We got to at least wait to July 1st to know exactly what they're gonna do with RJ. There's still some chatter out there about Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? I don't think we're gonna do anything with Donovan Mitchell. Why get him now and have to pay him, $60 million? What he got, like almost 60 something million dollars on his contract when he'll be a free agent in 2 years. He'll be able to just come here and we can sign him for what we want. And around that time would be right around when all these other contracts that we got are coming off the books, almost finished with the rest of the contracts, the Julius Randles and 26. I think all of those contracts end in 26. I mean, so I don't know, something to think about, but we'll see what happens, man. I as a Knicks fan, I just wait to see what happens and see what they're going to do. And I right now, with seeing how Leon Rose rocks in these last couple of years, he's not going to spend for something that he doesn't see that's worth it. That's how I feel. And I'm pretty sure he wants he wants somebody that's going to be a big fish. I know he wants somebody, but he wants it to be a big fish where it doesn't hurt the cap, it doesn't hurt the product to the team, and it don't hurt his chance of getting fired at the end of that year if they don't have a good year. So I think all of that stuff works itself right into a ball. So let's see what happens, man. There's still some things out there that they could work out. You may be surprised at some of the moves that they make. And don't be surprised if they don't make a move at all.
Yeah, absolutely. They got a lot of options. I know they're gonna have to do something. I cannot see that. I cannot see Evan Fournier even sitting on our bench at the trading deadline. I just don't see that happening, man. So they got to do something. I don't know what it is, but if we go into the season with Evan Fournier, that's 4 months, 3 months from now, whatever. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough.
Remember what I said, Devon. They may send him all the way out to the trade deadline. He'd be the best seller at the trade deadline.
Right. Yep.
They may rock him all the way out to the trade deadline and get a good contract and somewhere for him to go by then.
Yep.
I hope that's not the case though, but
yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Between now and next week and everything that's going on, because you look at everybody out there who's gonna be on the free agent market. In order for Knicks to even deal with anybody, have to be a sign and trade. That's why I think Evan Fournier coming at. No matter who it is, if you're gonna the free agent period next week is irrelevant to us because we don't even got money to get a free agent unless we had to do a sign and trade with somebody. You know what I mean? And I don't know how that they do that, whatever. So that's why I brought the Kuzma things up and look at some of the guys that might be out there. It's a lot of guys out there who gonna command money, but can they help get us to where we need to go? You know what I mean? And I really think it's going to be important for the Knicks to make that decision. Yeah, I salute D Cool, salute to you, salute to the chat, everybody in the chat. Y'all got to pop in, salute to everybody up in the chat, man. Hit that like and subscribe for your brothers, your boys. We up in here. Tell a friend, we in the building, man. Hit the subscribe button, just run them up with the thumbs up. Salute to everybody out there where you're streaming from. Hope everybody had a great Sunday. Out here, man. Now y'all here with Knicks Real Talk, we getting it. But yeah, we just having some talking about the things that's going on with the Knicks right now. It was a really good week last week. I was happy with the draft, like I said earlier. I like Jacob Toppin. He plays more. He showed me little things that his brother ain't showing me yet, which is amazing to me. He showed me things that his brother ain't showing us. I'm like, whoa, this young man got blocking shots all up on a blackboard, got athleticism, got a little inside game a little bit. Let's hope that they can find Obi Toppin some minutes this year, man. That thing was a hot mess with that. I think they gotta Tibbs gotta get Obi Toppin some minutes, man. That cat got some time. I know he might not. He got some game things he need to prove on, but he stays in the gym working, and he want to get better. You know what I mean? So I hope they find that for him, man. I know that's a bad situation for me, man, with Obi, because I'm an Obi guy, and I think if you put him in the right situation, the man gonna shine. And I just hope that he can come back and find. They got to do something. You know what I mean? Chop Powers. I just don't see him getting them 15 minutes this year. I don't see that happening. You know what I mean? I thought it last year, but I think this year is enough. So let's see, man. I hope all that stuff does water on the bridge. And everybody, coaches and players, get into arguments. That's not no big deal to me. That shit happens in every locker room. You know what I mean? Especially when you feel like your coach took you out at the wrong time or didn't put you in or blah, blah, blah. I do think that, Obi Toppin, he got enough talent to help his team even more. But he just got to go out there and get it, man, because, the clock is ticking with him and Tibbs, I guess we got to see what Tibbs is going to do this year. This is a big year for Tibbs, Shop Powers. Big year for Tibbs, man. You know what I mean? This is a big year for him. He's going to be here the whole year. That's already set in stone already. So I think we're going to see how this 2023-24 season play out. But I'm looking for the Knicks to continue doing what they did last year. Go out there and keep getting it and try to get to the third round of the final. Knicks got to get to the third round, man. I bet they don't got to. I'm just thinking that I know they take a step. The first year they got there, they got 4-1 loss to the Atlanta Hawks. This year they got to the second round, 4-2 to the Miami Heat, who went on to the Eastern Conference Finals, to the Eastern Conference Finals. Excuse me. So I think it's just now the Knicks time to do that same thing. Take that next leap. Different levels to this. You know how I go. Get to that Eastern Conference or whatever, man, and keep moving. You know what I mean? Because they ain't breaking it down. So I don't see that happening. But I'm excited about the direction of our team. I'm excited about the players they got there. If the Knicks don't trade nobody, so be it. Everybody better come back better than they were last year. That's all. Just come back better than you were last year. But I do think they will do something to make this team a little better. What it is, I have no idea. That's why we're throwing out all these scenario shot powers. But I believe in the Leon Rose and these guys, man. Like I said, somebody like us who've been watching this thing since Lord knows how long, to know that these cats are trying to make us better, we'll see. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the situation in Minnesota and where it can make an impact on the Knicks, knowing that they just signed Nas Reed, $42 million, 3 years. You got Cat on a big deal. You got Gobert on a big deal. You got 3 centers. Then they're making $90 million with 3 centers, dude. And then Anthony Edwards is due for his one. I didn't see that coming. I thought Nas Reed would walk. So that tells me between Rudy Gobert and Cat, one of them cats is out the door sooner or later. And I just don't. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever to pay that much money to three centers. Like look at the Knicks. We got Mitchell Robinson 15, Hartenstein 9, and Jericho Simmons. Ooh, these cats got 40, and they now agree about 15 million, 14 million. That's almost $84 million between three centers, bro. That is crazy. Our whole starting lineup is 90 million. You know what I mean? So I was curious to see what's gonna happen with the Cat thing. Not saying he coming to New York. But I think that's out there, Shop House. There's no way you could do that. That you can't no way in the world. You are not a good organization. You're not a good GM. You got three centers and power forward centers. Let's put it like that. Because Cat could go. If you pay now, but obviously I can understand they might say we're gonna pay now 15 million to back up Cat at the 4 or 5. I don't think it's not doable, but I just think they would put that out there like that though.
Yeah, you never know, man. It's times like this that we just sit back and never know what these Knicks are going to do, and who knows that there's not something in the works with Cat. Not advocate for Cat. You know what I mean? And let me let this be clear for me as a Knicks fan. Cat is a big time scorer. Cat is a big time baller. He can score the basketball, man. He could put the ball in. He could back you down. He could shoot the three. He could shoot the mid range. He's another one that's about 80% at the free throw line. But what would it take to get Cat and his contract? Would kind of limit us a lot. You talking almost $50 million for his contract. Over the next couple of years. I don't, if these Orla and all these guys, man, these guys already know how to crunch these numbers, man. They could get a trade to go and be under the cap and still bring back an extra $6 million plus that $12 million that we got. These guys, this is their job. This is what they do. And only thing we would have to worry about is who they trade out and how they get a trade. And if with Leon having the last word here, I doubt that you see something where that word fleece come about. If Cat may be something that they're targeting, not someone that and it's not for his play on the basketball. He is a little, as they say, soft. He doesn't play as a big man, and he always says that he wants to come off as the 4, not the or was that KP?
No, that's him, AD and KP.
Yeah, okay, all right. So they want to play the 4, So, he can't come here playing the 4 with Julius Randle here, And if we're talking about Julius Randle for Cat, I'm staying with Julius Randle. No question about that. And so there's some things still out there in the works, man. You some things that you may some things happen over there in Portland. Some, maybe we see, there's about 25 qualified guys that's coming up in this free agent, unrestricted free agent or player options and stuff like that. So, you just got to stay pat and see what happens. You know what I mean? And I'm not opposed to have a Cat here. What makes the difference for me is who we give up for Cat, how quick can we recoup from getting Cat, because we're gonna have to give up some players and we're gonna have to give up some draft. And that's the biggest thing with Cat. But him being on the court, playing with Julius Randle, which is his boy, Cat can actually elevate Julius Randle game and vice versa. So, they boys like that. You ain't gonna let your boy go down in a fight. So you're gonna go all out every night. So you may see a different type of a change of scenery for a player like Cat. Could be something that he really needs. But like I said, the biggest thing for me with Cat is not his skill on the court and how he can make the team better, because he would be one of those guys that can space the floor and bring that big man out on that perimeter. and open up the lanes for these guys tremendously. It's his cost for his salary. And I mean, that kind of, hinders me a little bit. But like I said, with Ala and all these guys over here, this new guy, Jokic, he used to be down with, wasn't he down with Minnesota or something like that? So maybe, maybe he might be the reason why he came here and, seen this thing happening from a year or so ago, and maybe they could get the deal to work out. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of players sometimes that we talk about that, we, not necessarily that we want them. I just think that's just what the Knicks may do. I look at it, to me, I mean, you can't, his numbers don't lie. Obviously they don't, what I mean? They don't, like I said, sometimes, you always got to take consideration about players. Who's coaching them? See, guys like Cat and them, who was they before other than Tibbs? Who was the coaches that was coaching them? Did the coach push them hard? Did he make them better? Now, when Finch got there, they had Saunders. Don't get me wrong; they had some good coaches in Minnesota the last couple of years. I thought Saunders did a good job. I think Finch came and did a good job. But a lot of these players, sometimes you don't have a coach to bring out the best in them. Or teach them certain things. Then they get that stigma, or whatever. They're not this good. They're not that good. But make no mistake about it. Only I got a problem with the cat at the $60-something million at the end of that damn contract. 50. The salary cap will go up, but make no mistake about it. Cat in the East is him, Joel Embiid in the East. I'm talking about centers. He'd be the second best center in the East.
Yeah, I was just about to say, who else is better than
Yeah, he'd be
Giannis, if you want to put Giannis out there too.
He's a power forward, but yeah.
Right, he is a power forward. That's true.
He'll be the second best center in the East.
That's true. He is a power forward.
And the cat can do it, man. I know we get that. I know we get that triple. I know we get that thing about soft and all that. You know what? But these cats. He's a 3-time All-Star for a reason. You can't snip at his number. You can't snip at his numbers. 20-something, 11 and 5 assists. I mean, he's a good passing center. And he getting you 1.5 block shots a game. Maybe Tom Thibodeau can bring out the best of him when it comes to his defense. Listen, Randall's not a great defender. I mean, RJ not a great defender. Brunson's not a great defender. I mean, Obi not a great defender. Only quickly and Grimes and Josh Hart and McBride and Harkison and Mitch. So I mean, it's hard to say, but he definitely makes it, man. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Nick 100. That's my whole thing. That he might not be that player that he used to be. He probably got matured and probably got better. I don't have a problem with that. If because I know the Garrison Rojas situation. Tibbs played in Minnesota. Garrison Rojas was there when
that's what I meant to say. Rojas.
Man, Rojas. These cats. Knicks operate in a family spectrum. He's CAA. That's how they operate. You know what I mean? Like even the guy they drafted, Jalen Williams, Charlie Ward, he went to Charlie Ward's high school. Charlie Ward's coach, I meant to say. They keep it connected. Obi Toppin, that's his brother. They keep this thing family oriented. They keep it connected all the way down to all the Cat and Randall, Kentucky, IQ, Kentucky. You know what I mean? That's how the Knicks roll. So I wouldn't doubt if they would do it. Do I want it? I wouldn't have a problem with it. I believe in what Tom Thibodeau and them doing. I think, like I said, man, whatever the Knicks do, we hopefully they will work out for the best. But and here, but they gave him his money for a reason. He got paid for a reason because he's talented. You know what I mean? And you're right. I do want cats in New York who got that. You know what I mean? That's what's killing me about Obi Toppin. I love Obi Toppin, but where's that? You know what I mean? With that dog, with that, you know what I mean? And it's just tough, man. We gonna see this thing gonna be popping off next week. We gonna really see what the Knicks gonna do. What they gonna do, a sign and trade, or they don't do nothing. They might just say, you know what, they're gonna go ahead and do what they do. You know what I mean? For all everything on the outside, all the noise about this and that. Listen, when my man, what's his name, Rich Paul took over Clutch Man years ago, that was a wrap. That's LeBron's boy. You know what I mean? And I hated seeing people on Twitter. I said this earlier that everybody beating Leon Rose up because Zach LaVine not coming in. It ain't his fault because his agent got issues. You know what I mean? Chuck out. It ain't his fault. You know what I mean? but like I said, he don't work for Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports work for him. If Zach LaVine want to
Right.
come to New York, he could come to New York. It ain't got nothing to do with Tom Thibodeau. Ain't got nothing to do with where that. If Zach LaVine want to come to New York Knicks, he'll come to New York Knicks. Clutch Sports ain't got no say in that because he don't work for them. You know what I mean? He done got his $200 million. Yo, man, I want to go play with my man and them. If Chicago Bulls willing to trade him to New York, Clutch Sports he ain't got no say in that. I don't get. He just an agent. That's all he is, just an agent. You know, and Zach LaVine knew Tom Thibodeau probably before he knew Rich Paul and them. Who knows? I don't know. But things like that, you know, when you hear it out there, I don't pay too much wind to that, man, because whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and I think we're gonna get it popping. So let's see, man. July 1st, and you know, and I know Knicks will talk. We'll be in the building, man. And just trying to see what this thing gonna be. Right now, we don't have the cap space just to go out there outright get a free agent. But like I said, we do have some stuff we can deal with sign and trade and things of that nature. So let's see how Knicks are going to perform this thing, man. If they get it popping, we good to go. But if they don't, we just roll into the season, you know, where we at and go. And hopefully the guys got better shot pals. I think we do that, we'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, man. And you know, I'm just now that I've seen now that I heard the word about Levine, now that I see KP going to Boston, you know, I got some other, you know, things that I thought that we could probably do that probably won't happen. So I'm gearing into seeing how the Knicks is going to roll out, and more than likely it looks like they're not going to really do anything. Maybe after July 1st, there's one more trade that is really out there that can stir up the thing if the guy can stay healthy. And I think we all know who that is. And you know, we just gotta wait till after July 1st and see if that happens. But aside from that, right now, I'm gearing myself up that the New York Knicks is gonna run it back, and they're gonna run it back and build off of togetherness. Build off the togetherness. The team is together, and a lot of these teams that are in our division have changed up their rosters, and it's going to take them a little bit of time to get themselves together. If we could get out the gate early in the first 20 games and win something like 16 out of 20, and you know, leave team in the dust early until they can start getting themselves together, I think we have a better chance of you know, staying ahead of everybody and stuff like that. If we could shoot up to 1 and end up at 4, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Hey, Julian, that was a hot mess right there. That was funny, man. Real talk, that one. Super my man Hamilton Salazar. Hamilton, what's good, my man? Thanks for coming in. Salute my man Hamilton in the building. Salute the coach in the building. What has got in the building? Salute everybody in the chat. Everybody where you streaming them from. Knicks Real Talk. We in the building, Divine Shop, man. On this beautiful Sunday, we here kicking it with the family, man. Y'all know what it is. But I'm definitely intrigued by what's going on. Yeah, hey, coach. That's what we were talking about. I just think that got a possibility happen. I really do, man. I really do think that could happen because I don't think they're gonna keep all them guys unless they think they see something that's so interchangeable. Whereas if Rudy Beard go out, you got Cat and Niles Reed in, or if Cat go out, you got Rudy Gobert and Niles Reed, vice versa, whatever. If they think that 3-man tandem can work, then they might keep them. But that like to see like the writing on the wall to me. And that's crazy. Let me see, my man. That was a good one right there. What's your?
He caught the crib in Manhattan. I mean, that's something you do, but that makes some noise there, Pudge. That's something right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think it could be somewhere near PG-13. I think there still could be a possibility of maybe trying to see something with Cat. You know, with a Mitchell Robinson Obi trade to the Pacers. You know, those things are possible. You know, those things are possible. But the next thing that the Knicks have to do is, to me, is try to whatever trade that they made, they gotta include Fournier in that trade. That's one of the biggest things. I joke about it, and say that, yeah, you might see Evan Fournier sit the bench all the way to the trade deadline next year. I mean, be the biggest, he'd be a big trade commodity then. But do you really want to do that to this guy and to his career and not playing for almost 2 years? I don't think they want to do that. The Knicks are pretty good with their players. You know what I mean? And as you can see, even the players that they had here the first year that they had here, and they paid them $4 and $5 million when Julius Randle was at like $18 million. He was the highest paid player. The next year he signed them to 2-year deals plus ones. The only second deal was this Evan Fournier deal, but you see the Burks and the Noels and all these other guys that came here with cheap contracts and was easy to move when they needed to move them for Jalen Brunson. And the front office has been making some when you get to play for the Knicks, they pay you. If you excelled in their curriculum, they pay you, and that's been known since Leon Rose is here. If he likes you and he trusts you, you're gonna get some money. You know what I mean? May not be always the money that you want, but he's gonna take care of you. You know what I mean? And he's done that all the way down the line since he's been here.
Hey, Parrish, I think I'm dead on with you on that. I think they brought Obi brother here. I think Leon Rose, like I was saying earlier, if y'all pay attention to what I was saying, this is a family thing. Obi not going nowhere, I don't think so. And they wouldn't have brought Obi brother here just to bring him here. Nah, these cats from New York. This is a family thing. My man Leon Rose drafted that young man. And I think they believe in Obi Toppin. I think they believe in all these players, man. And that's why I respect what the Knicks are doing right now. I think Obi Toppin they just got to find a way to give him 25 minutes a game. They got to find a way. Somehow, some way, they got to make it work for him. You know what I mean? Because if not, it will be a disservice to him. And that will be literally a smack in the face to bring his brother here. Well, at least his brother's in the G League anyway. Two-way, and then send your brother out. I mean, I don't think Leon Rose will ever do that.
I don't think you roll like that either. But if like we always talk about too, man, the trades are going to be around 4 players: Obi Toppin, IQ, Randall, and RJ. Those are the 4 players. So, I'm just saying that I'm not pushing out nobody out of the thing. Like you said, Obi's here, his brother's here. I think they're going to try to make some type of amends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So absolutely. Yeah. We just try to cover all the gravel. It's really, I don't know what the Knicks gonna do. I'm good. Whatever they do, I'm gonna be a Knicks fan the day after. It don't even matter whether they don't like the play they bought in. I'm still gonna be rooting for the Knicks. You know what I mean? So whatever the Knicks do, I'm gonna back them. Even if I disagree with the move they did, but when that ball go up in October, I'm rooting for the Knicks. You know what I mean? I say true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew. I'm going to root for them. You know what I mean? So whether they go young or they do this, they do that, we might be upset for a day or two, but you want to wind up, you're still going to be a Knicks fan after that, all that said and done. So I mean, I want to answer my man question because Hamilton, Salazar, the BI and Zion. You know what I really believe? I think a lot of that is noise too. I think the Pelicans like they running that BI thing back. They ain't giving them no Zion Williams like that when they know if he come back healthy, him, McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas come back, Walker, Trey Murphy the third. These cats gonna be like, nah, we were that close. We right there. So I don't think BI or Zion going anywhere, to be honest with you. Like it's just like everybody say who might be coming to the Knicks. It's just all speculation. You know what I mean? If you ain't heard it from their GM or they ain't put it out there, put it like this here. You ain't here for Woj and Shams. I don't pay too much attention to a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's like these cats got inside track on everybody. I think Zion and go back. I think he goes back to New Orleans. Not go back, but he be healthy this year. BI might come and they're gonna try to run it back again. Now, when the trading deadline get here, Sharp Powers, if that ain't going the way they want to go, then they might do something. I think them cats was they legit did. I think just to answer your question, Salazar, I think they might stay packed. Much as I would love BI in New York, we all would love them here, but I don't think they're going. I think they're gonna stay and run that thing back. At least that's my guess. You know what I mean? But I really think these cats gonna go out there and go hard, man. I like what they got going on down there, and I think they're gonna see what the Zion thing gonna go on. For it. Like I said, everybody tripping over because the man was having. The man got a life to live. He do what he want to do. Man, it ain't like he killed nobody or he doing out there doing some foul. So the man was enjoying his sexual a young man who feeling his oats. I guess that's what I say. So I ain't got no problem with Zion. Zion, keep doing you, man.
He's 22 years old, man. He's 22 years old, and he got a pocket full of money, man.
He can't just living his life. He ain't like I say,
yeah.
He ain't breaking no laws. He ain't breaking no laws. So I don't, like to forget all that. But I think they run it back, Salazar. I think they might run that back, man. I just think that they was that close. They were that close, and that was without Zion that year. They went to the playoffs, almost got to that second, third round or something. So I think they would do that. To be honest with you, it'd be interesting to see what they're gonna do. Same thing with us. I think a lot of people might run it back. But I think we got to. I think only now. I think we're gonna do something like I said earlier because of Fournier's contract. And I think so. Hey, yo, Julie, I think he is, man. I think. I know what I'm happy. I'm happy to see that Obi did that. Here's for the reason I say that. I want Obi to have some fight in him, man. I mean, like you got to go out there and get it, man. Like you got to take it from these cats. And I don't have a problem with Tip. Tip, one thing about Tip is a developer. He's a developer of men. You can say what you want about Tip, but he developed these cats, man. And what I did like about last year in the playoffs, I noticed Obi started playing more defense in the playoffs. He was trying to block shots at the 3-point line. His effort on defense was getting better. And when you got a coach like Tip, who's a defense-minded coach, if your defense ain't there, you ain't gonna be on the floor. I mean, that goes for a lot of them. You know what I mean? But I think he'd be okay. I think that just a lot of anger happens. Like, listen, I think after that, him and RJ almost got into a fight. You know what I mean? Hypothetically, whatever, on the sideline. You in the playoff, tensions boil, and all that stuff. I don't know how true the audio was. It sound real. I don't know if it was real, but if that was real, good for Obi. Let the man know. You gotta. Listen, I want to play. Point blank, I want to play. You need to get me in here and let's get it. And I'm glad that he stepped up like that, man. Too bad it got leaked in the audio. But other than that, he just got to go get it, man. He got to go get it, Shot Powers. But listen, fam, we ain't gonna be in too long. We got to get out of here. I know everybody got to get on their grind tomorrow, man. Tomorrow, Monday, the next day. Excuse me. Everybody get out there and get ready to make it happen, man. But y'all on fire up here, man. Real talk, y'all got to pop it up here tonight. A lot of great thoughts coming through the chat. Everybody in the chat, salute to everybody in there, man. But I'm looking forward to next week, man. July 1st, we see what go down. If anything happen between now and then, like I said, salute to my man Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, thank you for coming over a couple of years ago, help us get to the playoffs. Appreciate my man Derrick Rose, man. Real talk, man. He came over here in 2021, helped RJ and Randall, only RJ and Randall, a young RJ, Randall, and Derrick Rose pretty much was the reason why we made it to that playoff that year. So it was salute to Derrick Rose, man. Too bad the injuries over his career really hampered what he was about. That boy was a baller, but that professionalism he brought to New York, man, that stability with the veterans, him and Todd Gibson, them can't go unnoticed. So salute to my man Derrick Rose, man. Just hope whether it's with the Knicks can sign him back, who knows? If not, go out there and get you a ring, my man. I think he's well worth it. And we see that. And Josh Hart, thank you for being patient, my brother. Wait till Thursday, but we can try to get this thing popping with this money thing. So Josh Hart, did that, and I'm really good with that, man. D Rose, my man, though, man. But he was a really good veteran on our team, man. And that's the reason why Knicks got to where they got to too, because they had some good veterans. Even you can't even be mad at Fournier, savvy veteran who didn't didn't go out there and put it out there on blast in the media. Didn't go out there doing like Shot Powers. Like, you know what? This is a position that they put me in. I'm going to monitor. I'm going to mentor these young guys that's in front of me, and keep it going, man. And I think it's so important that we just pay homage to these cats, man, because this is real important that guys like that. I'm hoping they bring them back, man. It makes sense for them to do that because they need it from the salary cap, but that don't mean they can't bring them back. But I'm really happy that they did that. So my man D Rose, I know it's Shot Fire. I thought they should have played him in the playoffs, and that's just me. I thought they should have played him in the playoffs, bro. He could have made a spark in the playoffs against Miami.
That's all the Knicks really needed, a little spark. If they could have got it from him, I even thought at one time they could have played Evan Fournier a couple of minutes to see how if Evan Fournier, plays very good in the playoffs. He's been in the playoffs a couple of times. He's not a rookie. He's been in the playoffs a couple of times. And I remember one year he was playing with Boston and he lit it up in one quarter. He scored like 16 points. I think it was 16 or 14. He went crazy. He went crazy in the quarter. So it was possible, but it didn't happen.
Yep. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, everybody, listen, man, we'll see y'all later on in the week, man. We create some more content. But it's always a pleasure being up here with you guys, ladies and gents, man. And that's real talk there, man. But I think the Knicks is okay, ladies and gentlemen. I know we try to stay optimistic about everything, but I gotta just feel good about what we did last year. I mean, Cats have 47 wins, total 56, 53 counting the playoffs or some of that nature. Yeah, 53 wins last year, man. Second round. And they just doing their homework, man. They like everybody probably thought because they didn't make a move the other day. Knicks ain't doing nothing. Nah, that's not the case. The trade deadline is not over. So and they just crossing T, dotting I's. I'm quite sure they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And I think we be ready for a good season. I think we're gonna have some fire, man. Let's get it, real talk. So and Frank, that vaccine thing ain't over neither, man. It ain't over yet. Like I said, anything can happen. It all depends what these guys are gonna do. But knowing Chicago, they might want to run it back. They might like this. They might feel like they might get a player out there who can help them. Obviously, it ain't gonna be the Lonzo Ball dude because he just ain't never playing, man. That's just crazy. So, but let's see how it go. We ain't worried about that. We worry about that orange and blue. You know what I mean? That's what we looking at, man. It's gonna be some things out there popping off. So we just keep our eyes open, our ears to the ground, and all that good stuff, man. And we'll see what's going on with it, man. Salute to the whole chat, man. Real talk, man. You cats is the best. I mean that sincerely. Y'all just the invisible panel. Y'all face ain't on the screen, but y'all know y'all got the visible panel because y'all some knowledgeable, real knowledgeable people up there. Nick fan base is always knowledgeable anyway. So we got a popping up in here, man. Real talk. But shout out, holla at your boy, man. We gonna get up out of here and into the next episode.
I'm over here trying to do something real quick. Knicks fans, let's see what we can do. You know what I mean? The season is still young. You still got to get past the July 1st. So that's the main thing that we have to do. And we work our way through that and see where we at from there. And we're the fans. We're the ones that want all the great things. We want the Mikal Bridgeses and Beads and all these other names that we want, but we may not be able to get any of them anytime soon. So let's still big up this team that we got that got us to the playoffs last year, to the second round where we haven't been in such a long time. And let's make it happen. I mean that's what we have to do. So that's the biggest thing, and let's see if we can really make it happen, man. Because that's the biggest thing right there. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, Frank. I'm not sure. I'm quite sure. I don't know if the move would be big, but I think we'd do something. I think the Knicks will fight for something, ladies and gentlemen, and they know that. I mean, they got their young team. Knicks is a young team. You take off Evan Fournier. Now Derrick Rose is not there no more. You move Evan Fournier, they're relatively a young team. What, 27 under, 28? Julius Randle probably the oldest. They still got a young team down there, man. So, and it is peaks and valleys to the stuff. Maturation process takes place. It's learn on the fly. But I think Quentin Grimes comes back next year on fire. I think he get it popping. I think RJ come back better next year. I think all these cats come back next year. But that's the type of culture that they done built down there. I think these cats is what they do. I just think they build them down in New York, man. Jalen Brunson will come back with a year on this belt. The team will get more acclimated to him. I think these cats, hopefully, they come back more healthier, more ready, more hungrier. They know they were that close last year, man. They know they should have beat Miami. The Knicks should have beat Miami last year. No if and but we was a better team than them. Our roster was better. I think you take away Jimmy Butler and I think my man X'd him out. I think Jalen Brunson X'd that out. Julius Randle, if he wouldn't have been injured, X'd out Bam Adebayo. Then RJ X'd out their next best player. Then we had it so on and so on. So I think it quickly would have had a great playoff. Randle would have had a great playoff. We would be singing a different tune about the Knicks right now. So let's go get it, man. And I think we're gonna be all right. But salute to the whole entire chat. I know I could do this all night with you guys, but we got to get up and grind tomorrow. You know how I go, man. Got to pay the bills and all that good stuff. So y'all be safe out there, man. Real talking.
One more thing, Devon. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, family. We got the thing to log into the membership. Our membership is open right now. And we have made it past that 1,000 mark threshold. Not trying to sound like I'm starving them, but super chats is open now too. I see it on the screen now. I was trying to send one real quick, but I gotta do something. I forgot. I'm old. I gotta go look at my other phone to look at my phone to get my password out of that phone to put into this password in this phone. But just to let you know, we got the membership and everything open. Love you guys, and Divine, salute to you, salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Salute to everybody. Knicks are nice. Pud, everybody, man. Frank Montos, Nick 100, Salazar, APP. I can go up and down the thing, but you know it's a lot of heads. Julian Bum, everybody. If I didn't get your name, you know it's in the spirit, man. So let's do it, man. We'll see you cats later on in the week. Enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe out there. Knicks Real Talk, Divine Shaw, the chat, and everybody. We out of here, man. Much love to all you guys, man. We see y'all in the next episode. And we
go ready.
Let's get it, man. Peace.
Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. Nick's Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, so dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the facade. The entourage, be on the job, my energy. 50 tripping and 10 books. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base like the late Anthony Mace. We create the logo when there's hair space that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. Infinity Dexys on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine the Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.